Good morning, Chicago. That's right. It's me. You're not imagining things. It's the Wake Up Show Chicago with your co host, LaDonna Raeh. Larry Ivory is out today, and so is Lorenzo T. Hughes. And guess when I found out? Just now. All right, I'm just joking. Watch this. You're listening to the Wake Up Show Chicago, and my name is LaDonna Raeh, Raeh. I am a proud member of the Illinois State Black Chamber of Commerce, and I want to welcome you to this show. We come on each and every Saturday. We are powered by the Illinois State Black Chamber of Commerce, and we're sponsored by Wind Creek Chicago Southland. And of course, being on every Saturday at 9 a.m., we're coming to you live on WVON 1690 a.m. and streaming everywhere in the world on iHeartRadio. Make sure you share the show because we are also on Facebook Live. The YouTube channel is Wake Up Show Chicago, and you can call in at 773-591-1690. Don't just listen. Be a part of the show. Just so you know, the Illinois State Black Chamber of Commerce is the economic engine and political voice for Black-owned businesses across Illinois since 1987. That's a long time. And at its core, the chamber existed to do one thing: help Black businesses make money, grow stronger, and gain fair access to opportunities that our tax dollars create. Yeah, let that sit for a minute. It's not just floating in the air, guys. We are contributing to the money that's available to the contractors, to the businesses, to the small businesses, and the large corporations, not to mention the government. But I wanted to talk to you guys because Larry's out. I get to play around, have fun, and you guys can send all hate mail to him. If you go to ilbcc.org, you will see that there's an opportunity for you to become a member. You can volunteer. You can send us a message. You can call us. There's also an opportunity for you to register for upcoming events. I believe the conference is up there. It's available. And there's an opportunity for you to see a rough estimate of how much money the chamber has helped its members with and non-members with gaining and regaining when it comes to contracts, when it comes to accounts receivable. That's a lot of money. It's over $1 billion. And one of the most powerful things that I know about is when someone has helped me with something, I feel compelled and grateful to let enough people know that they helped me. But somewhere along the line in business, it gets a little murky. Businesses that get help from organizations or businesses or programs, they don't tend to blow those same trumpets. They tend to present or conduct their business as if it were all their own doing. And I watched this, and I've watched this, and I've seen this, and I've witnessed this, and I was wondering, what is your opinion about when a business or organization helps you? Because I remember when I was losing my home twice. I've almost lost my home, but I still have it 26 years later. And the first time I went to an organization, it took me a long time to get there because I thought it was something I had to fix and figure out. I had lost my job, and I remember sitting in the middle of the floor crying. I'm about to lose my home. I'm in foreclosure, pre-foreclosure. The letters keep coming. You stop opening them because you know what they say. And somehow, some way, someone gave me some information, and I went to a homeowners counseling center. I can't remember the name of it. And the woman was blind. She was completely blind, and she was still able to navigate on her computer. She asked me about my expenses. She asked me about everything that I am responsible for when it comes to my business. And in that moment, I remember her asking me, how much do you spend on eating out? How much do you spend on going out, entertainment, meals with your family? And I told her, we don't have that kind of money. She said, stop right there. You have to. You have to have money to share good times and build memories with your family, even in these hard times. And so I said, okay, $50. She said, okay, $50. So in that moment, not only did I learn that even in a storm, that your children should still have some enjoyable moments, memorable moments, things that you create. I learned that I should put money aside so that we can get away from whatever it is that's going on. Because the storm will be there when you get back, but I'm not $50 short on the storm being over. But in that moment, I carried that through my own business. There have been times when I've helped businesses. There's been times when they've come to me or they didn't come to me, but I saw an opportunity to assist. So in assisting, I don't need them to say, oh my God, LaDonna, help me. But what does pain a situation is when you are an organization and you know from whence a business has come, and all they need to do is let others know how they can get the same help that they got, if not more, and they don't do it. And now you're unable to help others in the same vein. So again, the power of recycling appreciation is what I want to talk about today. One of the more powerful things a business owner can have after receiving help from anywhere is telling someone. It's that simple. Tell someone. It doesn't mean you're a failure for a business. It doesn't mean that you just couldn't figure it out. It means you appreciate it and you want others to also have the opportunity to get this type of help. Too often, entrepreneurs receive that help and they just don't do the valuable reintroduction of keeping that same organization afloat by letting others know what they are there for and what they were able to do. That is credible information, because if they were able to help you, then they are able to help, period. And that goes along with social currency, reputation, what people learn of the organization, why they should get involved, why they should become members. What has the organization done? You know, I think about that first time, just to give you an endpoint for that, when I was about to lose my home. I was able to save it, but not alone, with their organization. They were able to help me do a modification. A second time, when I was about to lose my home, I was about to lose my mind. And I went to work like nothing was wrong. I was teaching at a college, dressed to impress every day because I was the teacher. But there was a storm going on at home. And no one knew of it because I'm not on Facebook going, yeah, well, it's been good. It's been fun. I'm literally simply, going through life and going home and crying. But one day I was compelled to talk to my director at the time, the campus director. And I told her what was going on behind closed doors. She said, LaDonna, I had no idea. You don't look like what you're going through. I was taught not to look like what I'm going through. But then if nobody knows you need help, who's going to help you? Watch this. She gave me a phone number. I called that number. That person knew of an organization that they were tethered to, and they helped me save my home. It was the best opportunity and moment of my save home life. Why? I learned that I may need to open my mouth and say who helped me, just like someone may need to open their mouth and say who helped them. So I have a question for you guys, and I'll get to it. But everyone has a story. In our situation with the Illinois State Black Chamber of Commerce, the chamber helps a business grow. You share your success story. And if you give credit where credit is due, people know, oh, that's why the chamber does what it does. Now, Larry, I always have to say this. Larry didn't ask me to talk about this. It's just being part of the core team, I see a lot. And I see a lot of the phone ringing when it comes to the chamber, and a lot of people getting helped, and a lot of positivity coming out of being a part of the chamber. But I don't hear about it. I don't hear about it much. I don't hear about it. We can be in the same room and there was just a victory that just took place, and I don't hear thanks to the chamber or you should join the chamber too, or even the membership that we have. The membership is an annual membership. It's as low as $500 a year. And we take that money, I've learned, being part of the core team, and we recycle it into helping other businesses. And after the first year, there's an annual renewal, and we then take that money and put it into our budget for the next year. But when there's nothing there to work with, the budget suffers. Okay? But yet, we're still going to Springfield. We're still talking to legislators. We're still working with decision makers, procurement officers. We're still getting people prepared with their capability statements. I still see us still doing the damn thing, as they say. But it would be such a benefit to our Black business community for so many more Black businesses to know what the chamber has been doing since 1987 consistently. We are called the Illinois State Black Chamber of Commerce. If the chamber helped you land a contract or meet the right decision maker that maybe down the road it paid off. If they help you gain visibility or solve a major business challenge, call in or not. Put it on social media. Tell another business. Post it or mention it in your interviews. I love it when I watch those interviews of our members or people who have been with the chamber in 1993, 91, 2005. I see it and I know what the chamber can do for businesses. It has done it for me. But because your testimony may be the very thing that convinces another entrepreneur to stop struggling alone, like I did in the middle of that front room floor, because I was a single mother, not yet married, teenage mother at that. But by the time I purchased my home, I was only in my 20s. I'm a bill payer. But boy, when I lost that tech job, my pinky was up. But when I lost that tech job, it was a very humbling experience. It was very humbling. So my question to you is, what is costing your business more right now? The price of getting connected or the price of trying to build your business all by yourself? That's one question for you. I want to talk about how the Illinois State Black Chamber of Commerce has been going in the direction of helping Black businesses, small businesses, medium, large, corporations grow from small to large. I've seen them. I've watched them. I'm like, ooh, I'm so glad. I just want to rub elbows, right? I'm in this very seat because of the chamber. I've been in many seats, many microphones because of the chamber. My dream at 20 years old was to be on the radio. I was behind the scenes. I was a board operator. And you can give us a call, 773-591-1690. And being a board operator, that's what they called it then. Now it's a board producer. Shout out to Matt. Being a board operator, I got to learn how the nuts and bolts of everything worked, how the calls came in, how I had to edit that call in less than 60 seconds so that it could play live in 10 seconds. But I always wanted to be on the microphone, not because I wanted to be in front of, there were no cameras back then, but I had something to say. I want to chime in. It's like it's like watching all the children in the park play while you sit on the bench. When you want to be on the microphone. Now, if you don't want to be on the microphone, being a board producer in these days, that's perfect. It's perfect. I went many years doing that. and got on the mic a few times, started a podcast. And when the curtain closed on the last show I was on, it was the Cool Out show, Cool Out Radio on WVON. That was the last time I was on the mic on a talk show. And then I came back 5 years ago with the Illinois State Black Chamber of Commerce. And then officially on the 13th of May last week would be my 1 year anniversary with the afternoon show with Atiba Buchanan on WVON. That wouldn't have happened if I was not with the chamber. They put in a good word for me. The other thing is, I know for a fact that the chamber has taken the reins of being present when it comes to Black media. Speaking on the behalf of the importance of Black media, when I say Black media, I'm only going to name a few. Dorothy Lavelle, The Crusader. We've got WVON. We've got Rolling Out Magazine. We've got Indigo. We've got so many countless others. Carl West. We've got so many countless others that are in Black media, Times Weekly. It's so important for them to stay afloat. And how do they do that when there aren't any magazine stands, newspaper stands, but there is advertising in all of them. There's membership to most of them. Subscriptions, I should say. And because they rock with us, we rock with them. So watch this. Going out and speaking to organizations like Wind Creek Casino or Wind Creek Chicago Southland and talking to them about advertising with Black media and them actually doing it. Oh my goodness, I got to see it from the beginning to the end. The Illinois Lottery actually advertising and setting aside a budget for Black media. The chamber, this one, the Illinois State Black Chamber. I did my homework. They facilitated that. They made sure that that contract was big enough to serve all of us. And the chamber is small enough to know all of us. I got to see it firsthand. So when you know that there's a opportunity for the chamber to speak on behalf of an industry, of our businesses, to speak on behalf of the members that are our business or that have businesses, no matter how small. You could be a solopreneur, and there's many of those. I'm a solopreneur. I've got a team that I hire on contract, but I hire them regularly. You've got other people that have actual employees to pay. We have a Black Wall Street. It may not be in Tulsa. It may not be all of our businesses together, lumped together in one area. But our Black Wall Street is everywhere. Everywhere there's a Black business and you have the opportunity to support that Black business, you can do that. You can do that. So the Illinois State Black Chamber of Commerce, as you know, was founded by none other than Dr. Larry Ivory. He's one of the founders. 1987. His whole thing is to have a seat at the table. That's the purpose. You have to have a seat at the table. Otherwise, you're just waiting on someone to tell you what to do and what's next for you. The chamber has spent years fighting for equitable access to contracts, capital, and opportunities. Now, here's some historical victories that took place. Bringing Black business concerns directly to state agencies. That's been an ongoing thing. Advocating for greater transparency in procurement. Being or serving on the procurement board historically. Larry Ivory. Building relationships with corporations and policymakers. You know what I notice? When people don't know you, they don't think about you. When they don't know who you are, you're not on their mind. How many of you have had a child or grandchild get ready to perform on stage, let's just say, and you can't think of everyone to invite? Better yet, a wedding. Who's on your guest list? You got to sit there and think, Who do you want to enjoy this day with you, but you want to have an even enough amount of people on his side, your side? That list it takes a lot of time. But it takes less time for the people that you see often. The people that call on you and check on you, they're at the top of the list instantly. Oh, yeah, definitely. Those people, they're not hard to come up with. It's easy to include them in the next move. But if you just simply wait and see what happens, I can't remember you. It doesn't mean you don't matter to me. You're just not at the top of my mind. The Illinois State Black Chamber of Commerce, also known as ILBCC, has also created statewide networks of entrepreneurs. We don't just rock with Illinois, y'all. We have connections in other states. Larry just recently went to the White House. I asked him, so did you meet our president? Ooh, he did not on that day. But even if you did, stop staying away from the people, the leaders that you don't agree with. Get in the room with them. And you may need an advocate to do so. So some organizations literally talk about empowerment, but the chamber operates in it. What has been your biggest challenge in growing your business? Let me go ahead and grab a caller real quick. We got Janice. Hey, Janice, you're live on WVON on the afternoon. On the Wake Up Show.
I enjoy you, and I enjoy your show. And I enjoy you really with Mr. London on Thursdays.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Thank you.
I wanted to say something. I was watching Channel 2's news, and they showed a black florist, a husband, wife, and a little small child. They're out in Homewood. Now, I didn't even know we had a black florist out in the South suburban area. And I thought with this prom coming up, and we have a lot of deaths and weddings, why wouldn't one of our business organizations talk about that? Now, you told me, well, not me, I was listening to you Black History a year ago, and you were talking about the Michelle's syrup.
Yes.
I went out and bought 2 of those.
Yes.
Well, I bought one, buy one, you get one free. That's what I'm talking about. If we can do little things, maybe I can't be one of these big black businesses with $1,000, with $100, with $100 million, that's going to hire people. But if I think it was $5.99 just recently, I bought some of her stuff there for her syrup.
Yeah.
Little things like that we can all do. And you've got a lot of blacks. I grew up in the Robbins area. You got a lot of blacks now that moved from the city out to the south suburbs. That's something that you know. And my last thing is we have a black bank, and I didn't even know that.
What's the name of it?
It's called Liberty Bank.
Oh, yeah, Liberty Bank.
And we've also got that credit union. I can't even think of the name.
United?
South Credit union. We need to have things with those type of things. We need to get back to what my grandparents and them did. If they found it was black-owned, they moved on it because they sold coal.
Well, let me ask you a question. So right now, see, you're giving us some information. This is what I'm talking about. I like that you brought up Michelle's Foods, Michelle's syrup. She was a member of ours as well. And there is you said the florist in the south suburbs. There's one on 110th and Halsted, Miss Johnson, as well. Hers is Ambassador Floral. We do need to put these the word of mouth to work.
Yes, my best friend's mother was in the hospital, and it was a florist that they had talked about. I'm not a big fan of Pushers now, but they had talked about it on Push, so I went on and bought her mother flowers.
Yeah.
And everybody loved them when she was at the hospital, and I told her that was a black-owned florist.
How's your mom doing now?
Oh, no, I said my friend's mom.
Oh, your friend's mom. How's
She passed on years ago. I mean,
Okay.
this was done years ago.
Okay, understood.
Yeah,
well, I'm sorry
but
about
what
that.
I'm saying is that we've got to do that. And I was the one that called you about Reggio's Pizza not being out there in the south suburbs.
I remember.
And then I lost my cake company, Angelica's Cake.
Oh,
That's
no.
not at Jewel's anymore. Yes.
Miss Janice,
And I fought
can
for
we
that.
get your
Yeah.
information? Wait, let me see. I want you to hold on, okay? I want to get your information. Do you have my number? Do you have my
but
email?
You know what I can do?
What?
I can take your number. Hold on, let me.
Well, I can't
let me
get my number over the air, Miss Janice.
No, I mean the number WVON. Can I call there and then just leave you a message?
It doesn't work that way. Can I give you my email address?
Yeah, give me your email address. Yeah, that's even better for me.
Okay, it's LaDonna. It's LaDonna LAD as in David, ONNA at WVON.com.
Yeah, that's what I thought you was gonna give me. The
All right, send me an email. Send me an email right away with your phone number. I'll call you.
Oh, okay. Are you gonna call me today though?
Is that okay? Can I call you today?
No, because I'm working today. Can I email you on Monday?
Yes, ma'am.
Because today I got.
Well,
to do
look,
a lot of work.
we got some other callers. Well, email me when you get a chance, and then we'll talk to Miss Janice.
Okay, then.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye for now. All right. Let me get to the next caller. We got Michael O'Connor. Hey, Michael, you're on the Wake Up Show Chicago.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
First, I'd like to thank you for the conversation. It brought back, for me, memories. I remember I participated in raising $12 million for African American healthcare service providers here in the state by introducing a lottery called the Red Ribbon Cash. We raised $12 million specifically for African American healthcare service providers here in the state of Illinois. Because at the time, people were dropping like flies and nobody cared. So we went to the Illinois Department of Public Health and we went to the Illinois Lottery Department and we demanded appropriations expansion. Do we need public policy advocates who are culturally relevant, who sit at the table with the state far as agencies? That's why Larry Summers and you guys are so important, because people don't realize that even though we have a right, like I was talking with my a good friend of mine, Randy, about, and he pointed out, our taxes, we do pay taxes.
That's right.
So why are we not getting a piece of the pie?
Exactly.
And so that takes persons to talk with their legislators, to support their legislators, to understand what their legislators are doing, what those persons' jobs are. And once you begin to understand that, then you can get together, organize with a small group. You don't need a whole lot of people, and begin to change policy.
Absolutely.
And that, I did the same thing with the Second Chance Act. And WVON, a lot of people don't understand that WVON listeners are the most, as far as educated demographic that is part of talk radio. And we have moved a lot of things through public policy with talking with and far as collaborating with radio people.
Yeah.
Because those people that usually listen to radio are the demographic that make the difference.
The decision makers and the ones that move the needle. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Mr. Michael. Thank you. I love it when you call in, even though I have to move on to the next caller, but I really do love it when you guys call in. And this was insightful. I'm going to listen back through it as well and put it in my notebook. Thank you, Mr. O'Connor.
Sure. You have a good day.
You too. All right, let's move on to Justin. Hi, Justin. Thank you for waiting. You're on the Wake Up Show Chicago.
Assalamu alaikum. How you doing, LaDonna?
Malaikum. Am I saying it right? Malaikum assalam. I'm having a hard time remembering stuff that I don't say often, okay? But thank you very much.
Sis.
Woo, that was rough.
Jacob Blake's uncle calling in this morning.
Oh, hello.
He was shot 7 times in Wisconsin. We are taking part on the 6th annual Peace March in Inglewood today.
Okay.
So
what time is that?
It's at 1 o'clock. It's 838 West Marquette.
Okay, hold on.
838 West Marquette at 1 o'clock. We want peace. We got to stand up for it. We got to fight for it. And we have to give these young people the resources they need to just survive.
All right, good. I got that in my notes. I'm gonna see if I can get some people over there. If not myself, my sons. My sons are on punishment. So I gotta
for punishment to come by with the people now.
Well, we'll see what happens. Thank you, Justin. Thank you so
much. Marquette, 1 o'clock. Thank you very much,
You're welcome, dear.
All right.
All right. Bye-bye for now. All right, guys. That's a wonderful point. You know, in order to get the information, we have to get it out. I wanted to circle back to some other historical things that the Chamber has done. The other one is Lobby Day. As you know, Lobby Day just came about in April. I took off from the station to go and participate in Lobby Day because it is important that we are in the rooms, we are at the table, and we are on the bus. This particular Lobby Day for 2026 was special to me because I understood where the pieces were coming from. Yeah, I've been with the Chamber a long time, but as a business owner, and then as marketing, and then as core team stuff. But there's so much in government that we still have yet to learn, and I am so excited about how much I took away from Lobby Day this past time. I speak very candid about my own experience. I don't pretend to know everything. I don't fake the funk. I may be wrong about some things, but the one thing you can say about me is that I'm going to learn today. Okay. But when ILBCC went to Lobby Day 2026, they go throughout the year for meeting with legislators. But this was the group field trip, if you will. There were so many business owners that were probably still opening their stores, answering the emails, answering the phones. But we were in Springfield with a lot of the business owners that could get away so that they can get their interests heard, their concerns heard, and see how this thing works. You know, I hear so much about how beautiful Africa is. Yeah, it's a continent. Some people go to South Africa and they talk so much about how beautiful it is. And you hear about Victoria Falls, and you hear about the Congos, and you hear about I'm sorry, I'm trying to think. Oh, here we go. Nigeria. Whew. I'm having a senior moment today. You hear about it and it sounds so beautiful. And then you talk about it in a way where you've been programmed, not you, but some. I ain't going to Africa. I'm not going to align myself with Africa. I'm an American. And you hear so much about how some people just don't connect the dots to such beauty. They only connect the dots to the children that have been on National Geographic representing Africa as if it was some third world country where there are no resources and absolutely nothing that you can benefit or gain from it. My passport, I stay ready. I can't talk about it unless I've been there. I can only talk about how beautiful it looks in the pictures. I can talk about how ugly it sounds on the airwaves. I can only talk about what people tell me, but that's not good enough because what they may be telling me is just not true. It may not be true. So I have to go for myself. This is what I mean about Lobby Day. You have to go for yourself and see how things work. See where the bathrooms are. Okay, because we're up against some redistricting right here in Illinois. We got folks in seats that may be taken away. Okay, but do you understand how to speak about it, how to navigate what the next step is, what our project 2027 or 2026 should be? We can't speak about it until we are about it. It's very difficult to really understand what the hell is going on. That's why we have traveled down to the Capitol. As a chamber, we've met with legislators and agencies, including, I'm going to give you some acronyms, DCEO, Do It, BEP, CEI, CDP, Illinois Department of Revenue, Illinois Department of Transportation, Illinois Department of Corrections. I said it right. We have gone down there to meet with these people, and that's just a short part of the list. There's many more. And we've raised hard questions. I've been in those rooms where I was just afraid to raise my hand. But I said, you know what? You know what I said? F it. And I've been embarrassed because maybe my passion said, okay, I just want to know how this works. But the answers, they were still avoided in many cases But at least it got our minds working. It got them thinking and understanding that we got questions. Don't be intimidated, okay? There were raised hands about questions about where Black businesses stand in when it comes to state contracting. Like, I look at the taxes that we pay on our receipts, in our homes, and everything that we do. I can't believe I paid, I think it was $8.01 when I went on the Indiana State Road. I know that's Indiana, but things are just going up. And my money, I'm funding somebody's college, somebody's golden parachute. I'm funding a lot of people's lifestyles that I don't have access to, which includes access to contracts. We could do so much more. And yeah, they may give us the 20%, minority. We have been thrown in a bucket. If you're Black, if your skin is Black and you speak a certain way and your hair is a certain texture, right? Your last name is that's your slave master's last name. You are called what? You're on your birth certificate. Who decides what your race is? That doctor, that medical team decides what to put on your birth certificate. They didn't ask me because I couldn't talk, and they didn't ask my mother because, why would they ask my mother? They assumed. So because they put that label on my birth certificate, that is how I will navigate in this system. And now, because of that, I am part of a minority, which means less than, in population, they say. But you know what it really means. And they treat it as such. They treat it as such to say, okay, you're a minority, but so are white women. So are people with disabilities. So are veterans. So you're looped in with everybody. But what about my pain? What about, my label came from, I didn't even decide that. The person with a disability, they don't decide that either. But a veteran signed up. Nothing wrong with the veterans. Trust me. Thank you for your service. White women, you didn't choose to be a white woman, but you chose to be a part of the minority group. Where they do that at? I said it like that on purpose. So now I got to share with everybody, and I got to grin and bear it. And then I don't even get my fair share, but I make up a third of this population. And I put in 98% of the money. Yeah, I said it, right? So when we go down to Springfield, we have to demonstrate as a unity of Black businesses that are organized and paying attention. That is the purpose for Lobby Day. And the chamber does it every year. But they go throughout the year. Larry lives in Springfield just about. He lives in Peoria, but he's an hour and some minutes away from the drive. And man, that's a lot of wear and tear. But like the caller said before, a lot of needles have been moved. A lot. I'm going to tell you, I see callers holding. I see London. I see Art. Give me a second. I want to move on to success stories and real opportunities. One of the most valuable aspects of the chamber and its membership is what happens after the handshake. You ever shake hands and that's it? It was a great handshake. But behind every introduction is the possibility of a new client, a strategic partnership, or a contract that changes the trajectory of a business, including yours. Let's talk about the chambers, how it connects its members to resources. Like we do that matchmaking, that we look at you and we sit down with you and we have a conversation with you and we say, you know what, I know somebody that can use your services. I know someone that you can benefit from. So if we talk about how the chamber connects members to its resources and professionals and opportunities that many opportunities or entrepreneurs, I should say, would never access on their own. Not to say that you can't, but to say that you can leverage the years of relationship that the chamber has. You can walk right in. So members gain access to introductions that they may or may not make on their own. I know I've met a lot of people. I'm like, wow, where would I be? Businesses receive exposure because we're on WVON. We bring our members onto the show. That's exposure. Members connect to accountants, attorneys. Dr. Erica Blakely, she's an accountant, certified. She knows what she's doing. She's a member of the chamber, and she does accounting for our members and beyond. Okay. Recent initiatives like the CPA Access Hub that she has, providing accounting support services and tax resources. Where can you pay, I think it's $100 a month, and have an accountant on standby in your back pocket, and then when it's time to file your taxes, you're ready. How many of you are still trying to go through bank statements? Okay. You think, okay, I'll get to it. And 12 months go by and you're still getting to it. We've got a VIP dinner cruise coming up. Again, for those of you tuning in, you're listening to the Wake Up Show Chicago. I'm your co-host, LaDonna Raeh. Larry Ivory is out today. Dr. Larry Ivory is out today. And so is Lorenzo T. Hughes. He's out today. So I'm in. I just went ahead and took the mic and said, you know what? They can't even stop me right now because they're not here. So beware. Okay? But we've got this dinner cruise coming up that we normally do every single year. I have not gotten the final date. Gas prices have gone through the roof. So that means prices have gone through the roof. I'm just telling it. All right. So, but on those dinner cruises, that's the pre-conference cruise. Man, we are joined at the hip for, I think it's, 4 hours? Let me think. You go to hour, come back. I think it's about 4 hours if I recall correctly. But it's like a floating boardroom. And I usually MC it. So I'm working, but I'm also passing out my card or getting my digital cards coming in so that I know who to talk to on Monday. Okay. And because we do this, it consists of business owners, sponsors, corporate executives, elected officials, media leaders. You're on the boat with them. Where are they going? Have your pitch ready. Know what to say, how to introduce yourself. How many of you went on the cruise and something came of it? It's not just, hey, look at me in my outfit. Now, I'm going to be sharp now because my outfits are sponsored in part. But let me tell you something. If you leave that cruise with sea legs only, you wasted your money. Because the people that are in the room and on the boat are right there. Those people are right there. You can touch them, talk to them, have a meeting with them. I want to say schedule a meeting with them. They're right there. So stay tuned for the VIP cruise. It's coming up. Let me go ahead and grab this caller. Hey, London, thank you so much for waiting while I ramble. You're on the Wake Up Show Chicago. London, you're live.
Hello, this is London at Volunteers of America, and I want to say it sounds good, the VIP cruise, and I just want to ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
Are you all still located downtown Chicago, Michigan?
Well, who are you asking? Who when you say you all? The chamber, the radio station?
IBCC.
Oh, ILBCC? No, we are located in Peoria, Illinois. That's where our corporate office is.
Okay. Well, how am I supposed to know where to go in Chicago to meet with them about
the VIP cruise?
The lobby.
Absolute for lobby day. That's a very good question. I'm glad you brought it up. I want you to take down our phone number. Okay, let me know when you're ready. Our phone number. Well, you didn't let me know, so I'm going to wait.
1 second.
Okay. I'll say it to the audience that's waiting. The phone number is 309-740-4430. Our email address is info@ilbcc.org. You can call us, you can email us, and you can go to our website because the cruise will be on the website. I'm looking on the website right now. It looks like it has not been posted yet.
Give it to me one more time.
Yes, sir. Absolutely, Mr. London. It's 309-740-4430.
Okay.
Okay, and I'll be looking for your call, sir. I'll be asking. Did you hear from London?
Well, I heard you mention some other locations, and are they all in Peoria out there? Are some of them in the area where
Uh,
we resided at the time?
yeah, that's a very good
Chicago.
question. So just so you know, we are able to meet anywhere in the city of Chicago, even though we're in Peoria. So if Larry or someone from the staff were to schedule a meeting with you, it would be close to home. You don't have to worry about Peoria. So yeah, give us a call, Mr. London. We can take care of meeting with you and answering some questions you may have.
Okay. Well, thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you so
Um,
much. All right, guys, we got Art on the line. You're on the Wake Up Show Chicago real quick. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. And real quick, I support, the efforts that we try to do business with states and federal and all of this stuff. But I think if we will start to use what we already have, what is stopping us from buying real estate, starting our own construction business, remodeling homes, and using our own resources so they come to us for us to work with them, but not us trying to work with them. Because I think we have, with all the energy we put in, we still ain't getting what we want. Say if we reverse that energy and start to turn in and build our own internal businesses and do our own work internally and start our own chamber, and then they come to us, say, hey, we need you all to help us besides we coming to them. Have we ever thought about that? And I leave you with that. And what now? Focus on rebuilding the black family. May God bless.
That's a very good point, Art. Absolutely. Great question. That needs to be done simultaneously to what I'm talking about. So as we continue to build, grow, and thrive, we need to keep our money that we spend in the black community of businesses. But we don't necessarily do that just yet. We haven't got into the rhythm of doing that. I'm not going to say we don't do it like we will never do it, because I think that's what some of the issue is with our community of conduct. I love it. I used code of conduct just yesterday when I was talking to my son, and thank you for that, Art. Art has said that on every call. But if we are able to have that money circulate in our own community multiple times, then we are able to build or strengthen our businesses and our community, our morals and our standards and our code of conduct and our business dealings internally, while the chamber works on externally with the contracts with the state, with the government. The reason why we don't want to put up the fight with the government and state is because that money has come from our pockets. I'm not interested in throwing money away and letting, like I said, our money has sent people to college, because when we don't get those contracts and other companies do, they take that money and they pay themselves and their employees or subcontractors or non-prime contractors, and they take that money and they take care of their families. And when they take care of their families, they get to go to college, vacations, have generational wealth, and it's with our money. While we're over here tightening up, that too needs to happen because we need our money back. So I don't want to forget that, and time goes so fast. I didn't realize I was on a rant here, but hopefully you got something out of it. And I want to close with this. The annual conference is coming up. It's on our website if you go to events. And with the annual conference, it's going to be at Wind Creek, Chicago Southland. That's out in East Hazelcrest. That's when we bring together entrepreneurs, corporations, and government leaders. There will be matchmaking sessions, but you have to register. Those that are registered will be able to participate in 100% of the conference. If you're not registered, you're going to have fear of missing out. I guarantee you. Okay, there'll be educational workshops. We'll be covering AI again. AI is not about talking to Chat GPT only. It's about structure. Okay, that's not the extent of using your tools. You have to know how to use your tools. Marketing and procurement will be discussed. And membership. I want to get to that real quick as I close. I feel like I sound like I'm doing a church thing here. Membership has its benefits. And in order to become a member, you have to go to our website, ilbcc.org. Become a member, say join. Choose the membership that's based on how much annual revenue you bring in as a business. Because if you choose $500 and you bringing in like $2.3 million a year, it just doesn't make sense. But if you choose the right membership, and if you need questions, you can call if you need help in that area. And also, once you join, you have to continue to pay your membership. It's once a year. It's no surprise because it's the same day every year. It's like Christmas or your birthday. You know what's coming. Prepare for it. And when you sow back into the chamber after getting all your syrup sold, Michelle Syrup did very well that year when she joined. We've got Guy Gishard, Gallery Gishard. They went to Africa with the chamber when they joined. We've got so many people. We got Michael Sutton when he joined with his business. I can name so many people that have joined our organization, and they've continued their membership. But we want you to continue your membership and continue to sow into the organization. Go to ilbcc.org. Call that number I gave you. That's 309-740-4430. And as I go out of here, I want to tell you, we love you and we love helping you. We absolutely do. The Illinois State Black Chamber of Commerce. Today's show was more than a recap. It was a reminder that the Illinois State Black Chamber of Commerce is working every day to create access, advocacy, and opportunity for Black-owned businesses across Illinois and beyond. The only question left is simple. Are you connected? Visit ilbcc.org and learn to become more than a member. This is LaDonna Raeh on the Wake Up Show Chicago, reminding you that visibility creates opportunity. And I will see you on Monday on the afternoon show. That's it. Bye-bye for now.
Get ready to wake up to the pulse of progress as we amplify voices, break barriers, and illuminate the path towards a more inclusive tomorrow. Follow us across the socials at The Wake Up Show Chicago. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. It's The Wake Up Show every Saturday morning at 9, where change begins with every sunrise.
Welcome to The Wake Up Show Chicago.
That's the end?
The talk of Chicago and the voice of the nation is